Are we crooked right now?
I have it leveled, so no.
No, I mean like how it's facing. Like
It's on the level.
I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm. This is us trying to do all this.
Yeah,
stuff.
but
It's fine. Whatever.
let's just go.
Start recording.
It's both of them are recording.
Oh, okay. Let's get started then, because we have.
Sorry, somebody's
timeline.
texting me. It's very important. Oh, it's your mom.
Welcome to Best There Is podcast. We are sans mugs today. I didn't bring our mugs. It's a sad day, but I'll explain that
You
later.
never got the mugs when I'm here.
Because you're drinking this. You ain't going to put
I can
this
put it in my
a
mug. Coffee goes in mugs.
It does, but I don't.
That's what mugs are made for.
It's
What
gonna
are you
smell
guys
like-
drinking? Just water?
Yeah.
Lemonade?
When you have guests, usually you just give them water. but,
Cognac.
yeah.
Where are you getting water from? Goddamn tap?
We have bottles of water here.
Oh, that's right.
We're
You're pouring a bottle of water into a mug.
Yeah, because it tastes better that way. If you haven't noticed, Donnie's here with us and Declan's here. We're going to recap and talk about Boba Fett, the Book of Boba, 4 through 7, which I thought was 6 the whole time. Didn't they say 6 a long time ago? I swear to
I
God.
believe originally it was 6, and then leading up to the show,
They're like, we got an idea.
I was like,
let's
how
throw some
many is it gonna
Mandalorian
be?
shit.
Yeah,
How long is Mandalorian episodes normally, seasons? Like
10, I think.
Why don't I just check?
Between 8 and 10.
I like that song at the end.
I think they're between 8 and 10.
It's my jam.
The Mandalorian.
So, I don't want us to do our overall thoughts already, but by episode 4, is when we get the final, which is weird, the final flashback.
Yeah, it's the Fennec flashback.
And a lot of stuff, my wife was so
There are
confused.
8
I was trying to
episodes in the
explain it.
first season of Mandalorian.
She was getting so lost of what was present and what was not happening and what was flashbacks. She's like, well, when does he get his armor? I'm like, he got his armor on Mandalorian.
Like, we don't need that flashback.
And then she's like, but I don't get it because they go to that pit to go get his armor. And I'm like, I know, but he already found out that someone had it, and then he found out Mandalorian had it. She's like, but doesn't that, we watched that before though. I'm like, I know.
He woke up in the Sarlacc pit. He got stripped
I was
of
like,
all
this
his
is
stuff by the Jawas.
what we're watching.
The Jawas end up with his armor.
What we're watching is a flashback, honey.
Mando comes in contact with the Jawa. Oh no, Cobb Vanth gets the armor from the Jawas.
And
then
not
Cad Main makes a point.
not to be mean. I had to draw a little graph out for my wife. Go, look, this happened at this time.
That sounds really patronizing.
This happened at this time because I kept on explaining because she could not comprehend the point that what was happening. She kept feeling like that was in the present when he was looking for his armor, and I was like, no, because she's like, he already
it
has
is
some.
confusing though. It's kind of Tarantino-ish.
It's weird because it happened in a whole.
back and forth.
It happened in a whole other show, like a year ago or so.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like, wait a minute, where is this fall or whatever? So again, that's where you could kind of tell people that don't follow movies or Star Wars lore can get lost. Star Lords.
Star Lords. That's what we'll call it from now on.
Oh man, I watched a great YouTube video about the anti prequels. Is what J.J. Abrams was so focused on making sure he didn't do the prequels, basically, that he fucked up so bad that he was basically making.
Is this somebody's theory?
Yeah, that he was making J.J. Abrams didn't want to make him.
Well, Force Awakens is A New Hope, pretty much beat for beat.
I don't think it's beat for beat, but yeah. But anyways, I get what you're saying.
Pretty close.
And then they said then Rian Johnson took over and he turned it into I want to be anti J.J. Abrams and make it totally different.
Yeah.
And
He went 180 degrees the other way.
And then J.J. Abrams came back, was like, I need to fix what he did.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was all basically based off if they just made a Star Wars movie for the sake of Star Wars movie.
Yeah, they haven't made a good Star Wars movie since Rogue One.
The
Donnie, do you agree?
Was
Star Wars movie.
I mean, I like Rogue One.
Yeah.
Rogue
The other
One's
ones are
so
there.
boring.
Solo was terrible. Well, it was.
It's bad.
I give it like a 4.
That's pretty bad.
No, it's not good.
Then there's the trilogy.
Yeah. Then yeah.
I mean, because if you really look at 4, 5, and 6, there are some dumb things in it, but it's
they've
just
taken a break on movies since that trilogy.
it's just
Because
classic.
they've knocked it out of the park with
Yeah.
TV shows.
Yeah.
So
Well, and what they're saying though, it's like they tried so hard not to be like. Instead of taking the prequels out of the movies, they took George Lucas out of the movies, which I have my beef with George Lucas sometimes, but I understood what the guy was trying to explain was everything that made Star Wars, and he's like, we don't want forced jokes, and they're saying not for the Force, but forced jokes, but they're saying that the jokes they did try made people look really dumb in the movie.
That's the main difference between Rogue One and those trilogies. Rogue One takes itself seriously, takes Star Wars universe seriously, and there's like maybe some jokes, but not like jokey jokes, Disney jokes in Rogue One, but that trilogy, the sequels.
What's a Disney joke?
I think that most of the
I want to hear what a Disney joke is, though.
A Disney joke
safe
is
for family?
well, just the jokes that they attempted in those movies, the Hux, the whole like, oh, don't tell him I have a phone. What's a phone call for his mother? Whatever the joke.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that Disney. I just think it's bad writing.
That's a bomb. Yeah, that's just a bad one.
Because there's something where like Finn,
But there's a lot of
they showed a clip where Finn's like talking a lot, and then like Poe's like start over or something. It's just I don't know. There's just they said more.
It's
subtle.
like an in English joke.
They're just saying there's more subtle ways that the other Star Wars.
They tried to insert a lot of humor through Finn.
It's actually a really good video. I was trying to. Yeah, Finn was like
when he wakes up from his coma and he's like walking around with the tubes spraying everywhere, and that's not really that funny, but it's meant to be.
They should have focused on one part. Well,
What
first
was
of all,
funny about the original Star Wars
that's the thing. I think the guy was trying to
I
come
think
across.
C-3PO is a lot of the humor.
and R2D2?
I mean, can't understand R2D2,
I
but
think
you understand
their
him-
interaction.
you understand him
together.
through C-3PO.
But I
That's
think-
like a normal, like Chewbacca with
I think
Han, right? You understand him through some of the other people.
Yeah.
I think what the guy was trying to say, and it was a really good video. I'm glad I caught it. That was it's same with a lot
You
of
want to credit him, or
I'll credit him once I find it again.
you're gonna put it in the description down below?
In the description, because someone I was watching, one guy I watched, he's been blasted lately because he just pops it on the screen. They're like, "That's not cool. You're using these artists to come make videos with you, and you're just doing this." Oh, I didn't remember doing that. It's like, dude, come on. But anyways, so my thing is, you do it in a subtle way, and I think that's, of course, everyone would tell you that. But it's like, Luke's like, "I used to live here, you know," and Han Solo's like, "You're gonna die here, you know." That
Yeah, Han and Luke have a lot of the comedy too.
they have good.
It's not really it's just like
it's very
it's
camp.
but it's
The Star Wars universe initially is very campy.
I don't think it's that campy.
but
It's pretty campy. Like in terms
In terms of what? Go ahead.
of
I was gonna say,
space epics from that time.
But I
you
can
know?
compare it to Star Trek, but Star Trek's also a little bit older. But if
Yeah.
you watch Star Trek is really campy.
Well, yeah, but like it's also a TV show and a lower
But-
budget, and it's all this other stuff that forces it. It's like Doctor Who. It's like it's got limited stuff to work with, so it looks more campy. What I'm talking about with Star Wars, it's got that very, the classic fantasy sort of like, hurrah, let's do a weird trip through the galaxy, and it's sort of funny just because of the difference
It's
between.
a space opera.
But it's like the comedy mainly comes from the difference between universe. They're using different curse words that people might find funny because, of course they use different curse words, and like there's just weird
But you also have
aspects
to
about
remember that the original trilogy is very old.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though is that it doesn't try to translate anything to the people. It draws comedy and interest from the fact it's so different, right? It's that like there's weird aliens that look bizarre, but people don't even bat an eye at it, right? In the universe, right? And like it's unabashed Star Wars, but then the new trilogy feel kind of ashamed to be Star Wars. Right?
That's what I'm saying.
They're calling out all the weird shit for as being funny when it would just be
Well,
like
that's what-
normal to them, right?
They said they were trying to force more practical things. I guess the guy showed that there's been something that's proven that the prequels, or the real prequels, had more practical effects than J.J. Abrams' trilogy, basically.
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
if
you
it
could look
did
it
or
up,
didn't
but
have
but
more,
they're
I
saying
know.
that he was trying to do more practical, but he ended up relying a lot on blue screen, green screen, whatever.
The original, the sequels used a lot of green screen too.
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
they
because
don't-
all
that's
the
why
stuff with them
some of
fighting in the
that's-
water and all
That's
that
why some
shit.
of the acting is like, I don't want to say questionable, but because they're in front of a blue screen more than half the time, probably in those movies. On
So-
Coruscant, the whole time they're probably in front of a blue screen.
fucking
green screen.
Camino.
Camino, yeah, that's probably
That's
all blue
like
screen.
they literally.
Because
it's
what they do
ridiculous.
is they'll have like
Oh
the
my God,
platform or
what's
whatever.
the
they're
last planet that Obi-Wan and
Mustafar.
Mustafar?
Mustafa.
Yeah,
Mustafa.
that's all.
That's where Vader's got his castle, right?
Yeah, and that's all CGI, right?
Oh, 90%.
No, it's real love. They risk them. They're on wires fighting.
The
lava.
lightsabers are real, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've seen them made on channels.
Like he really cut Hayden Christensen in half.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and they
Well, he cut his legs off.
That's basically in half, right? Cut his arm
It's
off
close.
too.
His
oh, no,
wiener
he's already
doesn't
missing
work.
his arm. That's right.
does this
What
wiener
does he cut
work?
off both arms?
Does he go past?
I think he gets his hand is missing.
Yeah, Dooku cuts his hand off.
Yeah. And then I think he cuts both.
I wish
arms
Star
off.
Wars did what ifs like.
Or maybe they burn off. I forget.
Marvel
He cuts
did.
his legs off, and then he is a stump basically. When they
Yeah,
fix
if
him.
you lose your legs and your arms,
He looks like the
basically
Family Guy.
half of you, right?
He looks like the Family Guy pirate that has
Yeah.
the wood arms and wooden legs. I think
oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
he's pretty much there. But okay, back to the whole Boba Fett thing. I think Boba Fett went.
Do you want to go by episode?
I mean, we can. I think that's smart. But like I said, I think with
I think it's smart, but I'm not gonna do
no.
it.
What I was gonna say is, I think Boba Fett did. I mean, thank God we have Dave Filoni and
Dave Filoni.
Filoni. I thought his last name was Ferrari.
Dave Felici.
Felici.
Dave Federici.
Dave Fettuccine.
So Dave,
Primo Italiano.
we're
name
lucky
right
to have
there.
Dave Fettuccine and John Favreau heading all
John
this,
Favreau.
and then also all the fucking directors like I always want to say Amy Adams, but it's the other redhead, Jurassic Park.
Oh my God, is it really her?
Yeah,
She's directing.
She's directing a lot of episodes.
Okay, I feel like we've had this conversation when we were talking about the Mandalorian because she did some of the Mandalorian ones, right?
Yeah, she directed
that's
like
right.
I think she did the Darksaber episodes. I'm not 100%, but I know she at least popped up.
Oh, because she plays Bo-Katan. That's right.
No,
it's a different
not her.
person.
They all look the same. All these.
I know.
white
I'm
ladies
thinking
in all
of.
their
I know
ways.
who it is, but I'm thinking of the chick from
I keep thinking of Amy Adams.
Interstellar and The Martian and whatnot. That's another redhead.
I keep thinking Amy Adams, but it's not Amy Adams. That's from what's it called?
I know there are a lot of
Bryce Howard.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Is that her name?
Yes.
Damn. Yeah, I would be interested to see how many she directed. But yeah, it's crazy because she's just. I mean, let's be real. Her dad's Ron Howard. I mean, you're gonna go kind of down that line.
My dad's Ron Jeremy.
Well, so you gotta go down that line, man. You gotta get really
Exactly.
fat, and your 13-inch wiener goes inside of you, and it only looks like a 5-incher when you have sex.
Mm.
I'm sure back in the day it was fine, but once you start gaining all that weight, that big pot belly, it goes away.
Gross.
It's hibernating. We'll figure out at the end of this month or whenever Groundhog Day is if we get whatever. Anyway, so I think they really wanted to go with that vibe of the original ones with the practical and make things look like we even went over that about the last episode. Me and you were talking about it when we watched it. But anyway, so we'll just talk about the fourth episode. I think was a really, really, really big role or big part because we got to see the whole Finnick thing.
You got to see your Star Wars waifu.
Yes, I always think.
Would you consider her your Star Wars wife? You know what a waifu is, Ernie?
Yeah, you're worshiping woman.
That-
You're her senpai.
The chosen woman of the series. or thing you're
Daisy
watching.
Ridley, I think is adorable. So I don't know. Natalie Portman
But
too.
the character. It's not about the actress. It's about the character as much as it is about how they look. You got a Star Wars waifu? Like Dr. Afra?
I mean, Gina Carano.
Dr.
Would,
Afra isn't, but she's in a comic book.
She can still be a waifu. She's still part of Star Wars.
Gina
universe.
Carano could have been up
I
there,
know,
but
but
they screwed
Is
up.
yours adult Ahsoka?
Oh. See, I'm going off the actresses. That's what sucks.
But you can't just go off the actors. You got to go off the characters too.
Oh,
Who's
man.
the chick from Rebels? This is a weird tangent, but I gotta know.
There's Sabine,
Oh,
Hira.
Yeah.
Sabine.
I don't know how the fuck old Sabine is. I'm not getting into that conversation.
She's older than 18, 20.
See, it's sad because I'm going off what they look like, who the actress plays. But if like I had to deal with Ahsoka, I don't think I'd want to hang out with Ahsoka. She seems like a downer.
She's pretty serious.
Who's the other Jedi Master?
I don't
Same
know.
race
I
as
think-
her, but
Oh.
Princess
hey,
Leia,
you know who I'm talking about,
yeah,
right?
the blue one.
Twi'lek.
Not the Twi'lek one.
Oh.
There's one that's like because Ahsoka's not a Twi'lek.
We're getting
No.
close to Valentine's Day,
She's
people.
something
Just
else. So,
it's
but
accurate.
there's like an older one that everybody's like.
In
That's-
what? In Rebels?
No, in
Clone Wars?
the original, not the original, but the
Sequels?
sequels. She's in a deleted scene where Grievous kills her on the ship in the third one.
Not the blue chick.
I think if you went off personality, I think everyone would go with
Obi-Wan's
Princess
my wife.
Princess Leia because she's.
Yeah, I was going to say Princess Leia. It seems like a boring answer, though.
But
That
it
is kind of
does
a
because
boring
I'm
answer.
probably not as attracted to her
Mine's
as others.
Rose.
Oh, God.
Dude, she'll do anything for love.
I would do anything.
And then they just threw that under God. But no, yeah, I mean, Phoenix's personality is pretty fucking dope. I mean, I keep getting, like I told you, I kept getting scared that she's going to turn on because it's so solid, concrete, whatever. And even through that whole...
dude, she's like ride or die.
Through that first episode, though, it's like she kind of doesn't give a fuck. Even though she saved him, she's just like, that's it. And he's like, we're going to go in there, we're going to get slave one. And it's like, we'll wait later till the numbers draw down.
Well, that's the whole thing is she's building a relationship with her to where she'll just basically follow him all the way to the end of the mission.
It's just weird. Like, these people don't really have lives. It's almost like a pirate.
But you understand
mentality.
why they have faith in each other, because it's built through like literal trust, because they're both mercenaries, but they end up working together and like.
But everyone knows who
her.
Boba Fett is, though. So that's the thing is when she finds out it's Boba Fett, she's kind of like, oh fuck, because Boba Fett's just known for being
big bumbling moron who
got
his ass kicked by a blind Han Solo. It was Han Solo or was it Luke?
It was Han Solo.
Yeah.
Boba Fett, where? And he turns and hits him with the stick on accident. And Luke does his phantom kick where he kicks a guy and no one's like gets hit and the guy flies anyways. Great Return of the Jedi movie. Yeah, but it's very pirate like where these people just don't really have lives going. They just go to wherever they go and then they decide I'm gonna go live this way or whatever.
It's like The Mandalorian.
Well, it's like every character in the fucking movies.
In
like,
all Star Wars, yes. Nobody has a permanent home.
No one's got really a purpose till they make their own purpose and they change their purpose. But so like
unless you're like destined. Because
she's just chilling with
your
them
parents.
And she's all wigged out that he's all in love with this bantha. Basically, that bantha is like pretty solid.
I was hoping that bantha was gonna come back in the last episode and save him, dude.
But what would he have done though?
I don't know. Just
save
kill
him. What could have?
I don't know. Like a pike was about to shoot him, and the bantha came out of nowhere and just hit him. I don't know.
They should have just had him right at the very, very end. He's riding off into the sunset on the band.
Not the other thing he rides on.
And does some tribute to the Tuscans out in the desert.
Well, here he did the tribute in a way, but they end up getting Slave One, which was a little too easy for me.
Sir, what is the name of that ship?
He's not gonna remember.
No, they call it just Boba ships.
It's the fire spray.
Yeah.
That's the design of that ship. You said
that's what he calls it.
That's the new name.
I need to get my fire spray back.
I just said like that was already that's the model of the ship. Their name already existed. They didn't make that name up, but that's the new official canon name.
That's weird.
I just thought when I read
What were
it,
they gonna call it?
I think we've talked about this before,
Legos
it's
and
really
stuff
stupid.
that it said like Boba Fett ship or something. I don't know. I thought it was kind of too easy for two people to get it, but you know, it is what it is.
They're not really breaking into any place with skilled military. There's not really skilled anybody.
It's Jabba's palace, right?
Well, Bib Fortuna.
With Bib Fortuna.
That's right, Bib Fortuna. Well, yeah.
My bib for my tuna.
And then the episode was all right. It kind of like dragged a little. Still was a good episode, but he goes to Sarlacc pit.
Is that the one with the Rancor?
No.
Where they introduced the Rancor?
No.
That was
I think that was
5?
Episode, I don't know.
No, they might have. No, it might
was 4 or 5.
It's 5.
No, because
it's
5
4.
and 6 of the Mandalorian
Yeah.
episodes.
It was this episode when they went back and forth. He does the whole I'm gonna go after the Sarlacc pit by using my vehicle to look inside the Sarlacc pit.
Well, he was looking for his armor.
Uh-huh.
I don't think you're gonna see it if it's just like it'd be digested.
I would just have shot it and then go looked.
And how long did Return of the Jedi happen after this though? Like, would your suit still be sitting around?
This is all. What? Oh, how long after Return of the Jedi?
Yeah,
this
like
happened?
in his stomach, if he ate,
I would
it,
imagine
be digested.
Because this is like before this takes.
Or maybe since it's Beskar, it can't get digested.
I think I looked
I
it
think
up.
it takes a long time.
I think the last time
because when he woke up, he woke up and there were stormtroopers still just chilling in there.
And then, like, we don't know how long it takes a Sarlacc to poop. Does it poop? I assume it poops.
Well, there's a
book called Everybody Poops.
I don't know.
But I don't know. But yeah, they do flashback. We get Machete. Well, basically, the Jabba's.
I'm mad we didn't see him one more time.
We thought he was gonna be in the last episode.
So
actually.
did I.
Who?
Machete.
Oh yeah,
Danny
I figured
Trejo.
at some point he'd show up, but
It made no sense because he made it like he was so in love with this Rancor, and like I thought he was gonna be like, I'm gonna be the one that runs him, and then he's like, whoever
no, he's the caretaker.
Boba's
the owner.
Yeah, but that's why the guy cried in Return of the Jedi is because he was the caretaker.
Yeah, because Boba is.
He had the connection with it. Not
because Boba is a lot nicer than Jabba the Hutt.
I just think it it was basically.
Why you just shit on Robert Rodriguez's directing? Because that was his episode.
I think it was Boba Fett that was being the fat crying guy, basically. Role. He's the
Well, he's the first one that the
owner.
Rancor saw. It's like a baby duck.
I mean, it's weird
it's
that
got an imprint on him.
yeah.
it's weird that the Jabba's brought that to him because you're basically bringing him reinforcement. But I guess
But they backed out. They don't care.
well, I think that means it's pretty bitch made. But again, this was all why I enjoyed the show a lot. It was very mafia, taking over areas and all that. So where they flee? Do they mention where they're fleeing?
What?
The Jabbas.
Jabba's, the Hutts.
They're probably just going to Hatata or whatever.
Yeah, they have a plan.
Hakuna Hatata.
That weird relationship between brother and sister.
It's probably completely not.
There's fucking.
How many
slugs.
huts do we see? We see that one. I guess there's that one guy from the
Like,
Star Wars the animated movie.
in the Star Wars
that-
universe?
Yeah.
There's that one.
It's the guy who
There's-
speaks.
Jabba in Phantom
Dude.
Menace has another one with him. I have no idea who that is.
Oh.
There's
There's brother and sister.
brother, sister.
There's I think
There's
like,
homie in the band in fucking.
oh yeah,
He's
that's
canon
That's not canon, bro.
Which one?
in the anime.
You didn't watch any Visions, did you?
He had me watch the best ones. He said, but
What are you looking for?
I don't know if there's hell. Look at this shit, dude. This is during when just to pimp it out. I'm gonna read it. I haven't finished it. War of Bounty Hunters. I was waiting for the trade. It's basically when Boba gets the carbonated Han, and everybody's trying to steal it from him. But look at these. There's tons of huts in this. But there's one ripped ass one. I don't get it. Why he has abs and shit.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
He must work out.
pretty much, dude. But anyways, I just was curious because I feel like the Hutts need to come back if they're going to do more. But to me, it seems like they will. I don't know if it's going to be another story or what.
I don't care about the huts.
I think the Hutts are a cool gangster organization.
They're just a bunch of fat slugs.
Excuse me, does someone say fat?
He has a mean grill too.
He talks a lot in the comic too.
Damn, he's looking like come at me, bro.
Dude, he's hella like Battletoad buffed up.
That's hella weird.
But yes, I don't know. I was just curious whether, but it's weird. They give him the Rancor, and it almost feels like for me, if I'm like, fuck, you guys are giving me a rabid dog. What the fuck am I supposed to do with it? But thank God Machete's there to tell him how to take care of it, raise it, whatever. And people,
I mean, as the owner of a rabid dog, you should be able to sympathize.
I do. And like Donnie and I were
I don't
talking
think it's
about.
rabbit. It's just ratchet.
No, he got a comb out, so he doesn't have dreads anymore.
No, yeah, we took him.
That dog looks like skeevy.
He's nice, soft hair. And
Yeah,
stuff.
he's a haircut or a shampoo or something.
Yeah, he got all that done. He just didn't get a haircut. He got, I think, trimmed a little bit, but she's gonna take him in for a haircut after this because we just did a test try. Make sure he didn't kill anyone. But
Your dog could not kill a person.
maybe if my son was.
No, the second a person stands off towards your dog runs away like a little baby.
Well, we'll see. Put your hands around my son's neck. We'll see what happens.
Just
That was a
dog
weird
does
request
nothing.
to say. But people were. I was telling Donnie. People have been bitching a lot that this is ruining Boba Fett. This is ruining his character.
In what capacity?
That he's supposed to be this badass mercenary.
In what capacity?
What else do you want me to tell you?
Prove it to me.
That through all the legends and
He's a
different stories
bum.
that they want him. Yeah, but like
Cad Bane's infinitely.
Donnie will tell me differently that he was looked different at before this. He was represented a certain way, very cold, very this and that. So once people saw him petting the Rancor and being like good girl and all this shit,
He's learned. He's been trapped in the desert for like what is probably a couple of years.
after going through what he went through with the Tusken Raiders, it was a perfect story to tell about basically having nothing and coming back to something.
Yeah.
So I think as me not being a diehard Boba Fett fan, I guess I always thought Fett's cool, but he's not awesome. Now I like him a lot more because as characters progress, it gives them story, and that's what happened. Is he basically went into a type of Buddhism where he learned things were better and he's wiser now, and now he doesn't just go in.
Buddhism?
I don't know.
He's still shooting people.
Yeah.
What kind of inner peace is that shit?
Yeah. I mean, fuck. So are the Sand People, but they're basically teaching them there's different ways to do things.
The Sand People aren't like the nicest people either.
I think Sand People's racist. You gotta say Tuscan Raiders. I keep forgetting. They don't like that word.
Sand War. I don't care.
They're
not real.
But
it's like, sorry. In like the Halo universe, they come up with slurs for the races in that universe. Like they were like in multiple Star Wars universes,
making fun of that guy's tail. His tailhead, is that what they call him?
Who?
Same thing.
Who?
Yeah, there's.
Dude, I swear to God, I kept telling him I thought it was the Indian dude from Community forever. The first episode.
Bad.
I was like, is that him with just white makeup on? That's kind of fucked, but I like that character though. He's pretty funny.
The guy?
Yeah, the Twilight.
I hated him at first. I thought he was annoying and unnecessary how much he was in the show. But in that last episode,
he turned into 3PO kind of.
He did.
Do you want to talk about episode 5 of The Mandalorian?
So yeah, I think 4 basically just wraps up with them getting the Rancor.
And they're like, we're gonna need some help,
and we're done with the wars coming. We're done with the flashbacks, which was kind of cool. I was kind of glad, so we didn't have to jump back and forth. But then it was kind of weird. I thought the whole series was going to be flashing back to him, but whatever. So yeah, we need some help, and then boom, out of nowhere, Boba Fett's out of the series for about 2 episodes. So again, people got pissed off about that, and people are like, those were the best episodes. That clearly shows, man, like I saw so many articles, Mandalorian's way better than the Boba Fett, and again, I like Mando probably more than Boba Fett, but it sucks that they're shitting on it. But at the same time, those episodes could have been held for the Mandalorian series, to be honest with you.
And then this would have been 5 episodes long.
Or they could have made different, I give all props to the guys that write and direct this. They could have made just different episodes.
Maybe this was their plan.
This is the way. I just felt like those stories had nothing to do with Boba besides them coming to ask him for help at the end. And
so the first one was where he takes the spear to that chick. He has to go find that, like, their new base of operation, right? Where it's like, it's almost like a Halo array.
I don't fucking get it.
They're like hanging off into space though, and I'm like, how do you breathe? Like,
a lot of characters are irritating me in the series. Just
you don't like the fat Mandalorian guy? Challenges him for the sword.
It's so funny because it so foreshadows it, how he's looking at it and shit. I'm just like, oh my God, he's gonna actually fight him for it. And I do, like I said,
Mandalorian, the Mando doesn't know how to use his fucking sword.
What does suck is a lot of this connects to Rebels, Clone Wars, and if people haven't seen that, like my wife and even me, I've luckily caught the ones that mattered. You're not going to understand so much of why the backstory is so important to it.
It's really not that important.
It's very important.
Well, they're not doing anything with it, so it isn't that important.
They clearly are going to do something with it.
Eventually, sure. When that comes up, then maybe I'll agree with you. But
because the whole point of the Darksaber, like the reason how he got it, she didn't like it.
But that's never been the main plot of the series.
It was a huge plot of Clone Wars.
I mean, of the Mandalorian.
Actually, and then Rebels.
Yeah.
Because Sabine.
I mean, of the Mandalorian. So it is not important to understand the context of the Mandalorian show to have the backstory of the Darksaber. Because it hasn't been the primary plot element. Primary plot element has been Grogu.
Right, but
and it's still not, because it's still about Grogu.
Yeah, but it does tie into Bo-Katan, too.
Yes, but we barely get any of that stuff, and that's the episode we get the most information. But maybe next season that'll be the main primary element, and we'll get a bunch of backstory stuff. That's what I'm saying is
I think they're setting it up to go back to Mandalore.
Yes,
so that's
but the whole point.
But they're probably going to explain a lot more of that stuff, especially of the context, because they're going to assume not everybody who's watching The Mandalorian has watched
Rebels
or the Clone Wars, right? Yeah. So they're not going to include something that you need something else for context.
I haven't watched Rebels. I don't know if I'll ever catch up on Rebels.
I would recommend just watching the important ones if you can.
Yeah. That's not my cup of tea. It's not bad.
I love the characters. But that's
like how the robots killed like the most people in all of Star Wars. He's like killed like 2 million people or some shit like that.
I just feel like it targets a younger age group as opposed to Clone Wars is watchable by everybody.
I guess.
But Clone Wars came out in that age.
That's true. Clone
that
Wars
age of Cartoon Network,
but
where
they're still putting out
they
Bad
wasn't
Batch,
involved.
and Clone Wars last season wasn't that long ago.
But Rebels has so much that connects us so much.
But Clone Wars is
like
old.
Ahsoka finally fighting Darth
No,
Vader.
I agree. There's a lot of important stuff in there.
It's crazy,
But I just the overall tone of the show. There's like 4 or 5 seasons, a lot to get through.
no blood.
there's no blood ever in Star Wars.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah, straight. I'll say that's true. I meant that's right. But the whole thing is the Darksaber. So I was confused when he beat Moff Gideon and didn't kill him or whatever, because watching Rebels, Sabine beats Homeboy for Mandalore or whatever. She doesn't kill him, but then the Death Watch doesn't give a shit. They're like, cool, we got it back. Then Sabine tries to train with it, and they do mention how you have to be part of it. Freddie Prinze Jr. What's his name? It's a good character. He's the main Jedi that escaped Order 66 that's training Ezra. I hope Freddie Prinze Jr. does come and wears the blind mask and shit, because he ends up going blind. Spoiler, sorry. But
Spoiler warning is supposed to go before the spoiler.
I'll throw it in over.
No, you won't.
I'll just throw it like. By the way, this is spoiler warnings.
No,
in the
no, you
beginning.
won't.
I'll throw it in the song in the beginning.
No, you won't.
But anyway, so Sabine just goes, you know what, here, you could take it or whatever. So I was like, well, that's fucking stupid, because on the other one, they said you only can win it by battle, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it really bugged me. And then this one, she actually calls them out, like, she calls them out, like, oh, and it was given away.
His group is even more radical.
Well, like
than the
I told
Death
Crystal,
Watch.
how I look at it is like the Old Testament to the New Testament. I go, like, sometimes Christians now are kind of loosey-goosey about some stuff.
This is the territory you know
Jedi
little
religion
about.
is a thing.
I would be very
And there's people that
careful.
go very strict by rules. I go, that's why the...
But that's not the difference between the Old Testament and the New Testament.
All right, fine. I won't open into that. But, by the way, they
What?
bring it up and they talk about it. And
Yes.
that was a nice little connection. And then her teaching them whatever. I get
Did
it.
she
It's
teach
heavy.
him something?
She was trying to teach him how to use it to make it lighter for him, because he fucked up his own leg trying to use it. That was cool. The opening with him just using it out the blue. I'm like, oh, fuck, let's go. Like, this is awesome. Then he fucked himself up, which I kind of like that they show that he's just not some badass with a sword or whatever. He's definitely a pistol dueling
He's a
motherfucker.
pistol packing mama.
But yeah, and and then big ass dude fights him, and he beats him without even using the sword. He beats him just putting a fucking little
Because the
needle.
guy's fat.
Yeah, the dude's trying to hack away with the Darksaber, but I don't know. It was all kind of pointless, but I got it. But I felt like it's just set up for Mandalorian show, not Boba Fett's.
Sure.
So in that episode,
He takes the spear to her. She's like, Beskar should never be used for weapons. And then she
says that.
She makes a little big Papa Pump T-shirt for Grogu.
is that how it ends? Is him leaving with that? Is Boba Fett in the episode at all?
No. Maybe like
I think
one short scene.
No, I think he goes back to Boba and is like, I gotta go do something else now. Or I can't remember. Regardless,
Yeah, he comes at the very end.
You're right.
Shows up in the
so
meeting.
in that episode,
because that's when he gets his ship.
he gets
too.
his new ship. So he gets the Naboo ship. What's the Naboo ship called?
I don't know.
You're Mr. fucking Chips.
Mr. Ships?
Mr. Ships.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's a Naboo Starfighter or whatever, but
Yeah, I'm sure
it's kind of weird because
name for it.
how him being a bounty hunter and all, like, I don't know how you're gonna transport people in it and all that, but I do like it's just like this.
You know what?
He's not a bounty hunter anymore. He's a dad.
You know what? I'll admit that I didn't see coming is when they put that little bubble cockpit. He's like, "Oh, you took the droid port out of it," and she's like, "Oh, you don't like fucking droids. You don't need one." And I didn't foresee that. Oh yeah, Grogu's obviously gonna ride in that.
You didn't see that?
I think
Oh my
I
God.
think they did a foreshadowing shot after she said that, and he kind of looks at it like
He has the fucking chainmail tied up in a little knot that's in the shape of Grogu's head, bro.
he kept saying that.
I saw that.
He kept
That's so
saying that,
funny.
and I was like, I think it's just tied that way. In every fucking spoiler video I watched, they're like, and if you notice,
because he's looking at it like longingly.
But what do you?
and
Well, what's the? I understand it looked like him, but what do you mean? Like it wasn't really hitting. You knew
it was
for
symbolism of.
But
that's
you
he's
knew it was
thinking
for
of.
Grogu.
Yeah, I know. I decided it was tight.
He's
that's
like,
all.
make some armor for my little homie Grogu.
I thought it was gonna be a necklace.
By the way, there's way more Beskar in that spear than to make a tiny fucking chainmail shirt.
I didn't think about that.
There's like way more Beskar.
she's like,
so.
hell, using like
Wonder
that
how fucking
much.
long that took, because that's not just like melting it down and reforming it. That's like some crazy intricate.
Yes, she has to build each individual chain link.
She is the armorer.
Beskar can never be used for weapons.
Dude,
Bullshit,
she
Grandma.
gets on my fucking nerves, dude.
She's so cool. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, she's a really good character.
Well, I mean, she has to be there, but I would think would people not get annoyed with her
What do you mean?
About what?
as a character? Like, yes, she's a good character, but
What
you go like
annoys
you go like
you?
a
You have to
What
point-
annoys
You have to
you?
point something out. You can't just say it.
how stern she is. How
Oh, you don't like
She's
Carrot?
like a follower of a fucking cult religion.
right.
She's a
wouldn't-
radical.
I
She's
don't-
a
She's
zealot.
like one of the leaders, if not the.
I don't
leader.
like people like that. That's a fucking radical cult leader. You know what I mean? I don't like
So
that.
they can't be in the shows you watch?
No, the characters are fine, but you're meant to not like people sometimes in a show.
I don't think she's intended to be liked or not liked.
Like Moff Gideon is meant to not be
but that's
liked.
Giancarlo Esposito. He's just, perpetual bad guy. It's like I don't even need to know what his
But
character
sometimes
is.
you can like and not.
I like bad guys.
No, I'm saying you could like somebody and not like some things about them, which is real life.
Yeah. People are multi-layered. They're like onions.
Like the blue guy in Mando. They sometimes are cool and sometimes they fight.
Who?
The big Mando, the blue guy.
the fat
Oh,
guy.
I don't think they're ever-
Tez Vizsla.
I don't think they're ever.
Is that his
cool.
name?
Because he's
Why does Vizsla sound?
a descendant of Pre-Vizsla. That's why
Oh.
they talk about it in that
Okay,
episode.
okay.
He's like, oh, he's a direct descendant of that guy. So if anybody should fight you for this fucking thing, he should fight you for it.
Do you think we're ever gonna get the old Mandalore stuff?
Yeah.
I think that's what next season is going to be.
But I'm talking about like the old. Like, you think we're only gonna get like to Clone Wars?
you know Robert.
Or do you think they're gonna
Rodriguez
go far back? Because the Mandalore Society has been around
I think they
right?
I think they have more stuff to, to catch you up on the history in the in the next season. Because they're gonna go back to Mandalore. Because
Are we gonna talk about Revan?
what happened? He has to go find something and to repent for his sins of taking his helmet off. And she's
Yeah,
like, how do I atone? Which is some religious shit. And she's
That's-
like, you got to go to the underneath the
And guess what?
whatever of
They don't
Mandalore.
exist anymore.
But the planet's still there.
She's like, you gotta go to this, but it doesn't exist.
And she's like, this is the way.
And then he's like,
Go.
okay, fuck, I guess I can't be in your guys' fucking good graces, so peace, I'm out. Then,
Your one character you don't like doesn't like your other character you do like.
why are you 5?
What?
Why are you
Well,
5?
that's fucking bold coming from you.
All right. Let's count each other. Let's count each other's pubes. So the mechanic lady's just getting better and better. I can't remember her fucking name, the actress.
Armor?
No, the
No, no.
mechanic lady.
Oh, yeah.
When she,
Yeah, I forgot.
And she gets the robot from.
She's hella good, though.
She gets the robot from.
Oh, Fallen Order.
No, is it Fallen Order?
Mm-hmm.
I always want to say Force Unleashed. A lot of cool cameos and then Mando coming up and all that. It was just that was a really good episode. But again,
the engine pops out of the front of the.
It's just a muscle car, dude. And
I
it's
didn't know it
like-
was gonna look that cool. I was like, oh, why did they pick that starfighter out of any ship they could have?
And then he has the-
But then when you see it, and it kind of just looks the same as his old ship, just different. The same.
tiny,
It's tiny.
but it's
It
faster.
just looks the silver, and it's kind of beat up, but it's kind of shiny, and
Like his armor.
It's
I'm just saying
it's
like
not
his
that
old,
shiny.
like his old ship.
Imagine if it was made out of Beskar. I wonder if it'd be heavier.
Like his old ship was a beater, but it looked cool.
That'd be a lot of Beskar.
That's like the Falcon. Falcon looks cool, but it's a beater as well.
But Falcon's fast as fuck. His old ship was slow as fuck.
Yeah,
Why is the Falcon so fast?
because the
Because
Kessel
made
Run
the
they talk
Kessel
about.
Run, and I don't know.
Is this okay?
'Cause
So
it's modified, I guess. I don't
okay,
really
that's
know
what
the-
mainly
I don't
the
know
question
the
was.
history of
Because
it, but
isn't it an Imperial ship design?
I don't think so.
Okay.
He got it from Lando.
Won it in a bet.
Oh yeah. And then we had to watch that awful scene from.
I never watched it. I would.
That
Um,
robot wanted to fuck him too.
great scene too with the TIE fighter.
You know what I'm talking about?
I haven't seen that movie in a long time, but for sure the robot goes on about robot rights and all that, and yeah, it's a little too much.
Mhm.
The X-wing pilots try to stop him, and then he's like, "Oh, let me go get that for you." Boom, bye, and that was fucking sick. Really cool.
No, they were all. That one guy was also like on his side, right?
No.
I thought that Asian guy was like.
He's like, "Your voice sounds familiar. Did you get picked up on blah 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 blah?" And he's like, "Yeah." Can we see your something? He
Because
asked-
wasn't that the guy that saved him in the ice planet?
Yes. And then he was like, "Can I see your I don't know what he says. Not like plates or something." He was like, "Let me see." And then he's like, "Bam!" And they're like, Should
No,
we
he
go
just
after
wants
him?
to ask. He's like, "Can I ask you some questions?" That's what he
Yeah,
said.
he's not like
He's not trying
like
to run his plays. He just says, "I
All
just want
right,
to ask you some
I'll have to
questions."
watch it again.
If
'cause
you're
I
the same
swore
guy
it
I'm
said
thinking
something.
of, because your voice sounds familiar. He's like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking
I
about."
mean, he looks over and it's the dude with the same fucking helmet on.
I know, but he didn't. I'm guessing he didn't see him in their first time they cross paths.
yeah, because
Maybe.
that ship doesn't have his old ship doesn't have that much of an open canopy on the.
I thought he saw them when they're running out of the ice shit. And that's how they started shooting the spiders.
Yeah, but you're far away and you're in a fucking
all right.
plane, basically, right?
And he gets out and is like, "Wizard, how's it fly, wizard?" Which was only used, I told him, in Phantom Menace. The little Indian boy talking to little Anakin, like, "This is Wizard, Annie." So there you have it. Wizard's been used twice in
What?
Star Wars. Nothing. It's just
To throw back to
it's a dumb slang.
a line that in
slang
a character nobody cares about.
Yeah, slang term that he used where he's
Possibly in
like,
an
"How's it
entire
fly?"
movie.
And he's like, "Wizard."
I don't think he sounded like Batman.
Watch it again. Finnick comes. He decides to do it for free, but I gotta do something else. Then we get the crazy fucking episode where we're gonna go into with Luke and Ahsoka. Luke's building the Jedi Academy, temple, whatever you want to call it, which turns into
No,
the academy.
he is certainly not building it himself. He's got about a million
Bunch
robots.
of androids that have never been seen before in Star Wars.
Robots.
They're not.
They're not androids.
Oh, he said ant.
Oh,
That is what they're called.
Androids,
ant droids.
but they never.
Ant something. They're called ants.
So does that mean
When you-
ants exist in the Star Wars universe?
Possibly.
There's worms.
Yeah, but
They're huge, but there's worms.
they're-
But when I watched it with subtitles and it says ant.
Okay.
Android.
Look at that guy on it.
look at this guy.
But Mando comes, and again, we're without Boba Fett. People, but
we got
I
Luke
get it.
Skywalker, whose mouth doesn't line up and won't,
Yeah.
isn't in a shot for very
Honestly,
long.
I thought he looked a lot better in
They did fix
a
it.
majority of the scenes.
they did fix it.
Some of the scenes he still looked goofy for sure. But like the first scene when you first see
You
him in
showed
his-
me Sebastian Stan, right?
Mhm.
Have you seen Sebastian Stan?
Yes.
That's fucking close. But yeah.
Like 10 years ago, asshole.
Oh, I'm sorry. Does it suck to be interrupted, Donnie?
Oh shit.
R2 making his comeback is always nice to see R2. So that was cool. And then he just shuts down on him. I was like, dude, R2's such a fucking gangster. He's just like, I'm done here.
They built a bench for him.
I know. Like, you're going to wait. But let's be real. What I didn't like a lot, that I thought Luke Skywalker was a little bit of an asshole to Yoda. Not even at the end
He
part.
was not an asshole.
Me
no.
and you bickered about that.
Yoda
He's
or
training
Grogu?
He's
sorry.
training him to be a Jedi. He's not trying to be his fucking friend.
He's like, get up. Dude, he's a fucking toddler. I know
he's 50 years old.
Yoda's 900 when he
Possibly
dies.
So what does that have to do with what we're talking about?
You gotta. You're teaching a little baby.
How does that back up your point that you're trying to make?
If you're trying to teach someone to do something, it depends. Your tone.
He's not a baby.
On their age. Yes, he's a baby.
He's not a baby. Okay, so he's like what, 10 probably.
Define baby.
He can't even talk really right now.
Define baby.
I said toddler. He's probably about a toddler.
in terms of relative age,
He's probably
In
about.
terms of his
He's probably like
mental
2 or
age.
3 mental age.
I would.
Bullshit. He's
no,
older than that.
No, he can.
He could barely walk.
He can talk to some characters, like make full sentences to some characters.
When
To Luke,
I'd say he's like, okay, if
he never talked to Luke.
okay, let's say
they
this.
use the Force, brother.
Oh,
Let's
through
say
the
this.
brain.
Let's say this. Okay, Yoda was
Yeah.
Yoda was 900 when he died, right? So how old do you think he was in human years?
88.
Most likely
80 to 90.
100.
So let's say 1 to 10 year ratio,
Yeah.
vaguely. So if he's 50, that
Wait, Yoda was 999.
So you're saying that means
900.
Grogu?
He said 900.
You mean Grogu is 5?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Fine.
So if
You don't yell at a little 5-year-old. Be like, get up.
He didn't yell.
Dude,
Not one time. I watched it.
It turned
bro.
into Cobra Kai. He's like, show no mercy.
He didn't say
You
get up. He's
do
dude. He
not.
talked to him like a child. He said get up. Always get up. That's how he fucking said it, bro. You're
he like
tripping.
throws a bunch of Yoda lines back at him.
And then when he tells him to jump, he's like,
Size
"Is that the
matters
best you can
not.
do?" He isn't yelling at him, dude. I think you're tripping.
I'm sorry, I'm protecting little Grogu, and you guys
little
think it's
Grogu,
okay
a thing that doesn't exist.
that
It's not real.
Child Protective Services.
It's not even an actor you need to protect. It's just not a real thing.
I know.
Then why are we talking about all this? It's all not real.
I know, but you're like, I gotta defend him, and it's like, from what?
Because Luke was a dick. They did Luke kind of raw. People like
He
all
wasn't
were
a
upset.
dick.
Yeah,
Oh my
I agree
God.
with you, Donnie.
You're not. You're wrong. Okay, you're just wrong.
He's a Jedi master, and he also even looks at
And that's
Ahsoka
the
and is
thing.
like, "Am I doing this right?" And she's like, "I don't know."
Yeah, because you're kind of fucking up.
but that's the thing is, he's
And she's
it's
like,
his,
"Ah."
it's his first
She's
apprentice
like,
too.
oh, you sound so much like your father.
But Anakin was sick back in the day. It's radical.
I wonder what Luke thought about that when she said that. And that's what I think is really the coolest part out
I
of
mean,
it.
he did give her a look.
I bet they talked, and
Ahsoka
she's
and
told
Luke,
him the whole
He can learn
backstory.
so many good things about his dad that he never knew.
Yeah, I bet they've already had that conversation.
They should have saved that.
They
for
either
an
already
episode.
did or they will in the future.
If you check my spoilers, I do have a spoiler.
No,
about
I don't
that.
check your spoilers.
I know, but I'm telling people out there, my spoiler videos, I do have a spoiler that's pretty hot off the press about that.
I can't get over how enamored with this cord you are, Donnie.
Donnie always needs to
You've been-
fidget with something.
Yeah, you've been playing with it the whole podcast.
I'm a fiddler.
On the roof, son.
On the roof, the streets. I am in the streets. Yeah.
But
You know when you go to like Target and those motherfuckers playing an accordion outside?
No.
You never seen it?
No.
I
seen
swear,
it.
like
An
more than
accordion?
yeah, more than half the
Whoa.
time. Specifically, it's like they're broke and they're like, "Yo, I have an accordion."
What Target are you going to?
I seen them at the
Somewhere
one
in
in Folsom
Switzerland.
for sure.
yeah,
the
I'm not
one-
going up to the one in Folsom. That's
know.
fucking weird.
But I feel like I've seen them. I feel like I've seen them at another Target though.
No.
I think it was.
I'll
all
keep my
true.
eye out, though. I'll take a picture if I see it.
I'd give someone money if I saw that. That's just
if they're playing it
balls.
good, maybe.
no. It's balls to go out looking like Weird Al Yankovic or Urkel, just trying to get some money.
Get some pussy.
Oh my God, that dude over there giving me the vapors. Lord have
Playing it
mercy.
so sensual.
But basically, they push Boba Fett away. Boba Fett. I'm about to say Django. Mando away. Like, dude, you're.
She doesn't push him away. She's
like, you're gonna mess
She
with the
shows him how he's
Yeah.
doing, and then she's like, "You're gonna mess with things."
He
if
could
you do."
have. He could have if he wanted to, but
You're so pro Mando. You're trapped in your own fucking trap, bro. You're wearing a shirt, bro. You've been caught in a mindset.
Because I know how it ends. Number one dead. All right.
got the horse blinders on.
Mm-hmm. Tunnel vision.
Maybe when you guys have a child one day, you'll understand. But
They
They
have
basically-
a friend that's a child.
I have a father. I know what that relationship's like to have a father and be a child, so I can relate in some
some people
capacity.
don't have fathers, so let's not go there.
They can
okay?
get fucked.
But those people aren't in this conversation.
Yeah.
Yes, we all have fathers. We are lucky.
Bothers.
Luke's father wasn't there for a lot of that, so that's another thing too. Is Luke?
No.
He wasn't there for anything.
Luke was raised by his
I am
bitchy
your
ass
father.
uncle.
What?
Luke was raised by his bitchy ass uncle.
And his aunt, who
Oh,
seemed
yeah.
pretty nice.
She was nice, but
got that blue milk. You know what I'm saying?
y'all got some blue milk in there.
What are you farming? I love the moisture farming aspect.
Gotta farm that moisture.
You gotta find the moisture,
Those
man.
evaporators.
Yeah. So in that episode, we do.
Your brain had to catch up for
Yeah.
a second.
Mando decides he has to go back. Boba, we finally gets appearance of Boba in episode 6, where they're like, "We're fucked. We need more people." And then Mando's like, "I think I got people." Goes talk to the sheriff. He opened up the show,
I think
kicking
he's
over
a-
spice like a good
I think
sheriff.
he's a marshal.
Marshal. He's like, "You see these colors? They don't bleed."
Marshal.
And then we get Cad Bane walking in like a motherfucker, which made me lose my mind. I try to call you, and I go, "Are you watching this?" You're like, "No." Then I called Donnie afterwards, and it was just so fucking cool that Cad Bane got put into live action, and I'm just like, "What the fuck's going on?" And he talks like
He
this.
talks very That's
Yeah.
more Sean Connery.
He talks. You're the man now,
He
dog.
doesn't really have lips.
Lost both lights.
He does though. He closes his mouth all the way.
He uses his teeth when he
But
talks.
okay, he doesn't have
Yes, he
defined lips.
does. Sure, but he doesn't
And
have.
he doesn't have a nose either.
He doesn't have.
No.
Do you know why he has the things?
Is that to prevent force choking?
It's to prevent force choking, but he can also breathe in space.
Oh, that's dope.
So I guess that adds to his booster things on his
How does that prevent
force choking.
decompression? If
you're
you-
arguing about a thing that doesn't really exist.
what?
Like
Decompression is a real thing.
This world doesn't exist on Star Wars.
Well,
But decompression is a
Maybe
real
his,
thing.
maybe his physiology of his
of his species.
allows him-
Johnny will
I've never
get back
seen
to
any
you
more
when
of
he
his
looks up.
species before.
They've showed him. I've seen on videos about Cad Bane. They showed this species.
When are they gonna bring back Hondo?
He'll come back. I have a
Dude,
good.
I
I have a
hope
good.
I would
so.
love
feeling.
to see live action Hondo.
Ahsoka, I think, will bring back Hondo. I believe Ahsoka's gonna bring back a lot of people. But
Oh, you mean the show?
yeah, yeah.
I thought you meant like the actual person. Like, why would she ever want to go hang out with Hondo?
No. The show
He's a
will.
piece of shit.
But they make somewhat of a deal. They're not sure. Whatever. I'll let you think about it. it's not easy for me to ask for favors, and all that happens, and then bam, he gets shot up. So does his little rookie that thinks he's like, get the fuck in there, Richard.
The rookie got fucking marked, dude.
Dude, get back inside. Like, get back. Like, Cat does one shot on him and just lights the fuck out of the other dude. And then that's basically...
Well, what screwed him... I mean, he was probably going to die anyways, Cobb Band. But they're about to fucking draw, and he knows his homie's over there, and he's like... like, why are you in the middle of a duel and you're, like, so worried that you're getting distracted?
If I didn't know this dude, I wouldn't even try to get into a draw yet. I don't know what this motherfucking blue dude's all about.
I don't know. Cab Vanth just marked down 4 guys.
But anyway, so then it goes to Luke being an asshole saying, if you pick this is my Master Yoda.
That's not Luke being an asshole.
Dude,
that's giving him an ultimatum.
Everyone hated
he's not letting go of the Luke being an asshole thing.
Everyone hated that. I've seen it
What?
everywhere. They hated that he made Grogu have to choose.
That's how the Jedi work, though.
As a child.
That's how they've always
This
worked.
motherfucker just became a Jedi Knight. Just became fresh.
Luke?
Yes. Fresh Jedi Knight.
I mean, technically, he...
Technically.
By how they like say it.
Billy
Technically,
Madison.
theoretically, Star Wars lore-wise,
You're
Star
really
Lords...
good at that.
I know, that's a good voice. I like that.
I know. I did that the other week. They told him that he was not gonna be a Jedi until he kills Vader, or until he confronts him. But I mean,
See, Yoda's a fucking Mark II. Look at him. He's like, you gotta fucking kill this
Wow.
motherfucker.
Wow.
Then you're in the gang.
How dare you talk shit about
yeah,
Yoda.
but they're already doing him a fucking solid by
So
even.
Nobody said the Jedi were good people, by the way.
Yoda dies. Is his saber there with him, or does he lose it during the Palpatine battle?
Somebody online said that he drops it during
Palpatine fight, right?
the 3rd movie, the sequel.
Palpatine.
No, I don't think it's during the fight. I think it's in another scene.
And then
where
so
he's
Luke
on-
somehow goes and grabs it, or
somebody grabs it. I forget.
Luke's like,
No,
I
this
heard
is-
you had
this
my
is the
master.
sequels. There's no Luke.
There's no...
no, Luke is eventually gonna have to get the saber
yeah, because
I know.
Luke gave it Grogu.
because Luke
So
is
how
like,
did
this
Luke
is
get
my
it?
master saber. How did he get it?
Oh, no, yeah, he grabbed it out. Yeah, I'm talking about.
Wait, so when the motherfucker died,
Okay,
he searched
so-
his pockets and left.
So why can't Jedi go build their own lightsabers anymore?
I don't know.
They're all hand-me-downs. Like, Rey was a hand-me-down. Well, I guess the one Finn uses a hand-me-down.
I think Rey's isn't a hand.
about
Luke's
Ahsoka?
first one was a hand-me-down.
I think Rey's she gets the
Ahsoka gets it in Rebels. Though.
she uses the same cyber crystal as Leia.
The cyber crystals.
Is that what it's called?
No.
Kyber.
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 Sorry,
still
fucking nerds.
Still a dumb name, don't get me wrong.
Why is it dumb?
Kyber?
That just the alliteration.
Oh, and you
is
love
stupid.
Chewbacca.
Kyber?
Bad about
Mel
that.
Kiper?
Well, then, okay, so he tells him to decide whatever. Then we get the cool shot of the X-Wing showing up, and Grogu pops out, and guess what? Luke's
Wait,
not
that's
there.
in episode 6. That's like...
That's episode 7. The last episode.
7, I mean. That's like halfway through episode 7.
Yeah,
though.
but I'm talking about from the ultimatum he gave him. We learned that he showed up.
Yeah, but we could just get to that once we get
Go
to
ahead, take
episode
over from the
7.
beginning of 7.
You-
Start number 7.
You really gonna be that way about it?
Start number 7.
You really gonna be? They start in the blown up bar out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, because
The Twi'lek bar?
near the end of the
I don't
last
think it's
episode.
a Twilight bar. It's
Owned by a Twi'lek.
I hope Jennifer Beals
It's
ain't
run
dead.
by like
He is dead. Everybody in there is dead.
I like Jennifer Beals.
She was like right there, front and center for the bomb. She's one of the people standing closest to
Yeah,
the bomb.
Pikes in the last episode were letting it be known that war is coming.
war. War.
Spice
never
must
changes.
flow, just like Dune.
I know. So much doing
Spice.
It's weird that it's a drug too. I think.
I know it is. Their eyes don't turn blue.
Well,
though.
spice is like also a real drug.
So they
and,
started.
like,
They started.
Spice is like
well,
a generic term for drug,
In real life,
and just in general, like in fantasy and real life.
I don't know what the spice does to you in Star Wars though. Like they go way in depth with Dune spice.
Well, yeah, but Dune Spice is like some
It's
ethereal
it's
energy,
but it's also
basically.
central to the story of and the Dune universe.
Spice must flow.
Yeah.
So
Spice must
they
flow.
start in the blown up place.
Yeah. And then they have to decide where to go, and those mods are like, "No, we were raised here. We can't abandon this place."
the people.
The people. I told
can't do
Ernie,
the
I was
British
like,
accent.
I told Ernie, I was like, where the fuck did the British accent come from? She talks like nobody
it's
else
always
on the
been
planet.
in Star Wars though.
But no one else on the planet talks that way.
Doesn't matter.
The only one I think that I distinctly remember having a British accent is Obi-Wan.
Tarkin.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of his crewmen did.
The Imperials, I guess.
More Imperial, yeah.
Yeah.
Imperials.
C-3PO, does he have a kind of accent?
Some of the Jedis have it.
Yeah, Obi-Wan.
I know more than him.
But is that a Coruscant thing, you think?
I think it's a Star Wars thing.
Where did Obi-Wan grow up?
I would
Does
assume
anybody know?
Tatooine if he went back there, maybe.
I don't think he grew up on Tatooine.
Well, he trained under Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
So
Who trained under
Qui-Gon has an accent,
trained
right?
under the poo-poo.
No.
The rhymes with poo-poo.
Qui-Gon has old white man Nielsen accent.
Liam
I was almost said Leslie Nielsen. Liam Nielsen accent.
So
I have
the
a very
robot,
particular
the robot guys are like, we're not leaving.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna.
The
film
mods are called. That's their name.
regardless.
See,
they-
at least they didn't say one of their names.
Then Mando walks in, right? And then he's like, yeah, we should be getting help, right? And then Cad comes out with a pike behind him, and they do their first negotiation, right?
Yeah.
And Cad tells him like, "Oh yeah, I gunned down the sheriff, and we were the ones who killed the Tusken Raiders."
Which
And
is
then-
weird that he threw that out there, but that actually gave more motivation to Boba Fett to be more pissed off, I guess.
Sure, and
That's
like
what he was trying to do.
Cad Bane kind of trained Boba, not really trained him, but like
See, again, with Clone Wars, people would have to watch all that to know they had.
that's like the biggest misstep with, and we'll talk about that a little
because
bit
there's
later
so
too.
much.
I don't think it's a problem if they didn't make a decision at the end of the episode that they made. I don't think that would have been a problem because then you could have delved into that. But and then
Basically, the whole war is going to go down, and it wasn't as big as a battle I
think
thought it was going to be.
Boba's got them all spread out now. He's got like Chrysanthemum is over.
That's right, Chrysanthemum. Fuck.
Chrysanthemum.
He's
He's
in
been
a,
saying it right recently.
he's in a town. The fucking docks is where the fucking pigs are.
It's just such a weird fucking name that he actually gets it
the
right.
the pigs are at the docks or where people are landing. We have the robot kids at
pigs.
some fucking like within the people, and
Chrysanthemums where the Trandoshans are.
is that what it's? Oh yeah, that's right, with the lizards. And
The trend.
anyone else somewhere? Is Fennec planned anywhere? Or is she with them?
Boba, Mando, Fennec, and the Mayor's Aide are still in the bar. Boba asks the Mayor's Aide where the mayor is. Then he tells Fennec to go get the
You know,
mayor.
Robert Rodriguez voices the mayor. It's really weird.
Okay.
Yeah, and he doesn't get the mayor. He says he's gone on
No.
sabbatical.
He tells them where the mayor is. The mayor's with the pikes.
Gives them their exact location.
Yes, because he's like, oh, I think he's... And then he's like, no.
Yeah.
And then Boba tells Fennec to go deal with it. So Fennec goes, and then
On her way to doing that, they get
everybody gets ambushed.
yeah, everybody gets ambushed.
So the pikes show up at the
Dude,
bar.
Chrysanthemum, like, I was like, dude, are they going to kill him? Are they going to kill him? Like, he's getting mobbed
Yeah,
by
me
people.
and Ernie were like, that's be really lame.
But when they
place.
started to mob him, I was like, isn't he better in close combat because he has his thing?
Yeah, but he gets like shot through the leg, and then he gets like knocked through a pillar.
He gets shot a bunch. I
There's
was
a
like,
10 of
damn,
them.
can he take lasers like that?
I told Ernie I think Wookiee skins are probably denser and thicker, and like they got all the fur,
True.
and like they're probably like more They're like
Durable.
Klingons, basically, right?
Yeah, they're more durable.
They're like hairy little Klingons.
Sounds disgusting.
Yes, it sounds exactly what you're thinking. It does.
But my thing was, so we gotta get to the point where the mechanic gets R2. I think it's the most fucked up thing.
The X-Wing comes down.
You agreed with me, okay? That it's the fucked up thing that it's just Grogu in there, and Luke treated him like a prostitute. Was just like, oh, you don't want to be part
No,
of
I
this?
didn't. I said it's hilarious. I think it's funny that
That he-
R2 could just take the X-Wing and just
He's
go
like,
wherever the fuck he
R2,
wants.
take this motherfucker back to his planet. I don't want to deal with him anymore.
What did you want him to do?
Luke couldn't bring him back himself.
He didn't need to.
Why? To be like,
He's got a temple to build and more Jedi to find.
There you go.
He's got a very
he cared about
busy
the kid,
schedule.
right? There's a chance that kid could have died on his way back. with
Obi-Wan
R2. Oh my
did not care about Anakin in the same way a parent would care about a child. They're taught as Jedi to not have those kinds of relationships in any capacity.
I mean, Obi-Wan still looked at him like that, though.
well, it was more of a... I would say Obi-Wan's more of the uncle figure to...
No,
But
they're more
Obi-Wan
like
has already
brothers.
shown...
You're like my
Anakin.
brother, Anakin.
Obi-Wan
Yeah,
has
brother.
already shown that he does have feelings for people with that Countess or whatever. The
Yeah,
chick
the
was.
Mandalorian chick.
Regardless,
The Duchess?
I thought it was bullshit that R2 had to come and drop him off, and like, oh, Grogu's in the ship. Like, wow, that was safe. That's like putting a kid in a car with a dasher.
No.
Uber.
No, it's not.
R2-D2
at
is
all.
like a
Yeah.
completely... It's probably the most intelligent,
Dude, he
skillful...
takes one good hit.
R2-D2 is the most important
No, if
thing in the
R2D2
Star
wasn't
Wars
in
universe.
any of the movies,
He's the most important
people
thing.
people would die. So I mean, he does save it.
No, they wouldn't even have won.
Oh, I agree.
So, I mean, R2D2 is probably the safest person you could go with, right? R2D2 is probably a better pilot than Anakin at this point.
Whoa.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Anakin's always mentioned to be a really good pilot, and it's very hard to see it sometimes. It's like, just because you're in space, you can kind of move anywhere. So I don't
Pod
really.
racing taught you
for
nothing.
me, visually, I can't tell the difference between a good space pilot versus a bad space pilot unless
He's
you're
the only-
crashing or.
He's the only human that can pod race, and he did it when he was like 8.
Oh, is that okay?
You're a wizard, Annie.
And he won.
And he won. Wow. And he
You're the
built
best.
the fucking thing.
And this is pod racing.
And he built C3PO.
And he built C-3PO. He is the chosen.
So basically, him
You
showing.
must see it.
So it's weird that Grogu did show up. Like we're like, there's no way this lady's just gonna bring Grogu in the middle of this battle, but she didn't know. So that was all pretty cool. Mando and
she has no idea the battle's going on.
Yeah, that's what I
which
said.
is the stupidest thing.
Mando and Fett going off together is pretty dope. But then once they start getting hit, the town comes.
Yeah, they burst out and they go.
Dude, they start whooping ass. He's
And
shooting
they're like
the birds.
they're going like back to back where they're like covering each other's weak spots with their armor
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and like they're both using the flames, and then eventually the fucking villagers show up.
And they're
Show
like,
up and
hide behind the tank.
and
Then they have to go run and hide, and then
everybody meets up behind this thing. Krisan's there. He's like, "Let me get you in the back of their tank."
Oh,
And
you a
this is all
trip
the-
in the bathtub.
in the back of their tank.
The bathtubby hot tub. No, but then he tells Django. He tells Mando, hold them off. I got something for them. Brings the Rancor. Finally, these dumb fucking machines. What do you know what those machines are? I've never seen them before.
Nope.
They fucking can't get through them, and they keep shooting at them.
Scorpion droids. I think they were
That's what she
called.
calls them, or something.
But they have a force field. Like
They look
the,
very.
But they keep shooting at it.
Like the
Why?
droidica, like the destroyer droid.
Yeah.
The droidica.
Do you think it's like a
What?
instinct? Like we just need to keep shooting at it.
What are you gonna do?
Fucking run. You can't beat it.
You can't run away from it forever.
But they do run.
all
away.
you can do is slow down.
There were scenes where they were like running away. I was like, okay, somebody should have died by now because they're just like.
Oh, I thought the mechanic lady was gonna die.
Yeah.
droids are pretty
No.
incompetent in the Star Wars universe in terms of battle droids, right?
True. Fair enough.
Except for those the
Stormtroopers.
What's
all
the
of
ones
them.
in the Clone Wars? The
ones that
elite
roll?
ones? No, those are droidicas.
Oh,
The
big
elite
ones?
ones? No, they got like. They basically look like battle
Oh.
droids, but they're like all black. They have a shorter snout.
Super battle droid.
No, that's the.
Oh, what are you
That's
talking
Mr.
about?
Shoulders. They're like. Dude, I cannot
Head
remember.
and shoulders, bro.
Do you remember the episode with like Fives and all them, the Clone Wars, the clones episodes, like
They're
that saga,
The very first one.
or like the couple they get attacked by those droids? I cannot remember what they're fucking called.
I didn't see it.
But
I'm so basically
you couldn't bring back like Vulture droids or just Droidica or like
Boba rolls up in the Rancor, and they start tearing it down. Finally,
no
the dark saber comes out.
First, he tries to take a. They literally throw everything they had. It like Krisan tries to reach in. They're shooting.
Tries to dark saber it.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
But yeah, but finally the Rancor just starts ripping them open, their spots, and then
the
the dark saber could get through.
Grogu save Mando from one of them. Pops its joint out and the thing falls.
Right. That's when it's like it's weird because he could have rolled out of the way. I didn't get that, but yeah.
They always could roll out of the way. It's
Yeah.
like every movie is like everybody when something's falling this way, everybody runs straight instead of to the side. Like that's not a new thought.
But so basically take all those down, and the Rancor runs a little loose, and then Grogu gets his little moment where he gets to calm it down, put it to sleep. Even though he's not a Jedi, he does his Force work, and then we get the Cad Bane showdown.
And Cad Bane shoots him twice.
And
Hits
he
his armor
talks-
twice.
he talks all that shit about the Tuskens, and then he basically, you're like, does he have his stick with him? And I'm like, yeah, he does. And then that was weird that we both were like, that's weird. He has his stick. And then he's like, oh, yeah, let me teach you a little something I learned on the streets, huh? And then beats the shit out of him and then stabs him in the chest. And I think Cad Bane is done. 2 episodes, and I think he's done.
Yep.
And I'm not happy about that.
Nope. Definitely the worst decision of the entire series.
He might not be dead.
I'm hoping not. I kept telling
Because when he was lying there, his little suit.
his mouth was wide open, though.
I know, but his little buttons on his suit, whatever they
They're
are,
beeping and
still
shit.
beeping. So who knows?
Yeah, maybe he's stab proof.
And there was a lot of connection to Clone Wars, like you were saying, where he's like, "You
he talks about
soft."
he talks shit about his dad. He talks about him when he was a boy. Like, but Cad's always been a really cool character because even beyond the Sith.
When he's based off of from the Good, Bad, and the Ugly, one of them, right?
Well, regardless, he's about as evil as the Emperor. Like like Anakin, there's shards of good, and Maul, there's even moments of clarity and goodness in Maul. Like
Maul, they did a whole fucking weird turn in Rebels. It's weird.
Cad Bane has always been evil.
Just savage, yeah.
Just an evil piece of shit. Like dishonorable in the same way as the Emperor. Him and the Emperor are probably the most genuinely evil people I've seen in Star Wars.
Oh, right? Can we mention that Grogu's rocking the chainmail too?
Yeah, he's Big Papa Pump.
Yeah, he's rocking it when he gets there too.
If we were to go
still under his fucking
robe.
Potato sack, yeah.
Yeah, his little legs.
Oh, his fucking.
He walks like you, Donnie.
He walks like a toddler. He toddles.
Yeah, he walks like Donnie.
He's like 50 years old. There you go.
He's got bum knees.
Oh, these knees of mine. But that's basically.
Yeah, when you guys start doing flips and shit and start spinning in the air with your lightsaber, Donnie.
That's basically the conclusion of the series, and that's why I kind of didn't like it. Left. He's walking around bowing.
We got an after credit scene.
He's bowing down to everybody. He's like, I don't think this is meant for me. And then we see in the after credit scene.
Who else is gonna do it?
So what did you want that didn't happen?
Cad Bane to
live, an open ending for Boba Fett, where we knew he's gonna go do something else. Right now, it's kind of like, I don't know if I want to be a mayor. And it's
all we know is the Marshal survives.
Yeah.
Well, he's
and there's that weird rapper guy again or whatever.
He's not a rapper. He's a bassist.
He's a bassist?
Yeah, and it's weird they just let him come up in the lair.
Just a bassist?
He's played for a lot of bands. At one point, he played in
Thundercat?
Suicidal Tendencies.
Damn.
But like he forged his own solo career and
He's a bassist? That's impressive.
But yeah, he like sings and shit, but he makes his own music that's like bass centered, but there's drums and stuff. It's not just like
But yeah, and then the Mando thing, it ended with Mando having his opening, like, me and Grogu are taking off for adventures, and it's kind of like...
Yes, I'll do it one more time.
I thought it wasn't going to be that. I thought he wanted to sit in...
He's just banging the glass.
Hella annoying, too. Hella like his kid now, but I thought he wanted to sit in the cockpit with them. That's what I thought. But it wasn't, and that was pretty funny. But
so... They're gonna go. He's got to go back to Mandalore.
And is he just gonna have a kid now?
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna go back to Mandalore and try to do all this shit. Like he's gonna have a babysitter or some shit.
Or he's got to have like one of those like satchels to just satchel him to him at all.
I mean, he was carrying him around that whole battle.
It's just weird because it's like, is he ready to be like this dad? Before it was like, yeah, I'm taking care of him.
Is Grogu a Mandalorian?
He's a Mandalorian foundling.
He's a foundling and he's a youngling. That's why he's destined to get the darksaber. I'm telling you. Because a Jedi,
really stupid.
A Jedi Mandalorian,
it's too big for him.
He could be right because
when he's
apparently
older,
he doesn't have a lightsaber anymore.
But even if a Jedi
Mandalorian created
it is too big for him. Though.
It's too big for him.
No matter what, it'll always be.
But it's about being connected to it. It doesn't matter.
No.
Yes, it does.
Because even full-grown Yoda had a tiny.
The sword's bigger than him.
Watch, it's gonna get broken, and then he's gonna have like a smaller one.
That would be fucking stupid.
Why?
Because why would you break the fucking darksaber?
Who has a broken? It's the dude from the video game, right? Doesn't he end up getting? He has a broken lightsaber?
What video?
Or it's like shattered? I don't know.
Fallen Order?
Yeah. Someone has one that's like not functioning.
I played like half the game. I don't have the whole story.
But half the game still got a full snow cone.
Well, I just don't like. Again, this didn't end where it was like, because we know everything's not over.
Well, no shit.
The Star Wars universe is over.
I know, yeah. It's not like Return of the Jedi ending where everybody's happy. I mean, that's kind of how it is.
White.
That's how it ended. Everyone was happy. Boba left happy. Boba's like, I'm the man.
I know, but Mando's going to go do Mando shit.
But like, this is the end of Boba's book.
Boba's going to show up in Mando somewhere.
Maybe we need help from someone else. And
or Boba could show up in Ahsoka somewhere. Like, that's the point. Of like
anybody can be anywhere. It's the Star Wars universe.
That's why they had 2 Mando episodes.
It's one verse. It's a universe.
Did you probably didn't hear one of my rumors, but he's not going to care about this rumor that they're thinking about doing Shadows of Empire as a TV show.
That would be sick as fuck.
Dash Rendar,
I never read the story. Never read the
Dash
book.
Rendar
I played the game.
Dash Rendar, I don't think is in the book.
I know the characters. I would guess that he is. Why wouldn't he be? He's the main character in the game.
I thought he was made up for the game to play the game, but I could be wrong.
Probably was, but they made.
Are you talking about the first-person shooter on like the N64 or whatever?
It's a third-person shooter.
Oh,
But that game's hell of fun.
It is, but I don't
was
think
it a PC game? I can't.
It probably didn't age well. But
it did. It doesn't hold up. But there's more than first person. There's the first level you're flying a snow speeder around Hoth, which is just flying a.
Oh, I like when you get to the Wampa part where there's a bunch of Wampas coming after you.
That shit scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Because when you first play the game, that's like the second level, and you're like, oh shit, this is crazy. I'm walking around the Echo base, the Hoth, whatever, and you open one door and the motherfucker's like right there,
and they swipe at you.
I was like, oh shit, but that game was sick when it came out for sure.
But because it's basically.
But I don't know the story. I know the characters.
Prince Shenji.
Jesus Christ, you're not even close.
How's it sound? Shijar. No, I swear to God, I read up how to say it.
Oh, I just said Zizor.
Nope, the Z doesn't work.
Yeah, it's Xizor.
Look it up. I swear they say.
I'm not Asian. I'm not gonna pronounce X like Zhe.
Prince Shinjar.
No offense.
He's supposed to be. He's supposed to be just on par with Palpatine, basically, powerful wise. But he puts a hit on Luke.
He's a crime lord.
They say he's on par.
Oh,
powerful
no, who
wise.
they is? Who are you talking about?
They
the people.
You watched the video.
Ernie's omnipotent masters the internet.
In the book, you read about him. He's pretty powerful up there, but he still wants to work with Palpatine.
He's not a Sith or a Jedi.
Is this
he
the
wants
guy
to work
with
with Palpatine.
He's a green guy with a
ponytail.
Yeah, they use his race, and
I mean that would be sick if they did.
He puts a hit on Luke, hoping that he'll get killed, and Vader will be a failure to Palpatine, and he'll take Vader's role. And
yeah, but that's not canon anymore.
No, but that's what they want to do.
Maybe they might change it.
Leader of the powerful criminal organization,
and he started
the
Black Sun, or not started. He's the leader of the Black Sun. But who knows? But it's a really interesting story.
But where did that rumor come from?
Of what?
They're gonna make a TV show out of or a movie?
It's just out there. You gotta just Google.
I want to see
Shadows of the Empire. People that work for Disney.
How credible is that rumor? They could make a fucking movie out of any book.
We always don't know how credible these rumors are, but the leakers always say, "Yeah, I have stuff to back it up." But we have to just see, because all the leaks sometimes have been true for Marvel, Star Wars. I don't know, but that could work really easy and be a really good story.
I think Star Wars that's Doomcock. I believe that's the biggest Star Wars leaker.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Doomcock.
But yeah, overall, how did everyone feel about Boba Fett?
It's all right. I'm enjoying Peacemaker more, to be frank with you.
It was okay. As far as like, you got to remove those 2 Mando episodes. I'm not like a hater where like, why is Mando and why is this?
It does make sense because it took away the momentum of Boba's story.
It did, but I didn't think Boba's story. The Tusken Raider episode was like, to me, it was a Boba episode that was up there with Mando.
Yeah,
level of that show,
action and story.
But the other episodes kind of weren't. And his story, as far as like, okay, I'm the mayor, I'm the daimyo, I'm gonna bring peace or whatever. Now I got to deal with the mayor and the crime syndicate and what's going on there. That story wasn't really fleshed out as much as I would have liked, or like it wasn't.
They needed to do it, but they needed more time, more like Sopranos, Game of Thrones, where it's like these people represent.
They don't have that time.
That's what I'm saying. They needed more time, but they didn't have that time.
They're not. But I don't think we're gonna get that kind of more time out of Disney. I think that their productions are so expensive.
We have to remember they're
high
dropping a lot of shows too.
That it costs them like $1 million. It costs them like $10 million, $20 million to make an episode.
Brazilian dollars. I mean,
it takes 100 Imperial credits.
I think both Mando seasons were better, but
10 billion Imperial credits.
You think what?
Both Mando seasons were better.
Well, no shit. Mando's a very high bar to live up to. That's why people are like, was not as good as Mando.
The biggest thing for me was...
What the fuck is as good as Mando? Like, as far as Star Wars, anything.
All right. Well, we went black again. We lost the camera, but it's all good. We're here just to sign out because we got to say what we felt about it. Also, remember, I told people that watched our unboxing for the Kamigawa that I will be giving out a bundle, and I'll tell you how. Number one, I said you were going to have to subscribe anyways, so you get your eyes on this and check out all of our pop culture type stuff. The other thing is I want you guys to tell me what card in the comments that you are most looking forward to using. If there's one person on there, fine. I'm going to contact with that one.
Can I do it?
You could do it, sure.
Okay. Well, viewers, if none of you are going to do it, I'll do it.
Because I know a lot of people usually watch our unboxings. So I don't care if it's one person like Declan. I'm just gonna give them the bundle. But if there's like 5, I'll do a video. We'll pick one of the 5. They'll get the bundle on my dime, just to kind of get our little appreciation to fans going.
So where should they check us out, Ernie?
They should check us out on all platforms like Instagram, Twilight, TikTok, Instagram, Tamagotchi. I always use Tamagotchi. I miss Tamagotchis. Technobowl. But yeah, all social media platforms we're on. You could catch any of these on all the platforms for audio
iTunes,
downloads. Spotify, all our podcast places. You can find us there. We'll be there. Just like Michael Jackson 5. I'll be there. And also make sure you check out all our other stuff besides what was that?
Thinking I'll be there for you, but
Oh. Look over your shoulder, baby.
no, I was thinking,
I hate Friends. But also make sure you guys check out the other things, the challenges we do. We're gonna have a Valentine's Day one coming up, and then another one coming up after that. And we always do little other videos. But till then, we'll see you guys next week with another podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Donnie and Declan. Declan, say something stupid.
that's a podcast.